Hey guys, today I'm gonna show you how to start your own ICO analysis. In our last video, we discussed how big and potentially dangerous is the ICO market. Now, however, I would like to expand that idea and share with you my own experiences so you can do your best research and distinguish between good and bad ICOs. Don't be frightened, guys, by all this analysis. It's really not a big deal. But to be a smart investor, you really have to do your own homework to avoid the most obvious scams out there. I always start with what I like to call are the 3 W's: the web search, the web page, and the white paper. Now, going into the web, the first thing I do is Google the project. Now, try to gather as much information as you can, because the more you know, the better. And the second thing is go into their social media channels, meaning their Twitter, their LinkedIn, everything you can, so you can try to communicate. My favorite one is the Telegram, because I get a direct communication with the team member of the project. So the next step I make is go on the internet and check for the existing reviews for this particular ICO. Now this one is really crucial, guys, because a good analysis will take quite a few hours to make. So why step onto that trap if you can learn from somebody else's mistake, which they were so kind to share their experience on the internet. I'd like to share with you 2 of my favorite ICO scam search websites. Links you can find in the description down below. Now, if we move on to the website, what we can check is, of course, if it's professional and does it even make sense. Now, here's the thing. Majority or a lot of the ICOs out there, you won't believe, are Google translated. Now, of course, this shows just how amateur some ICOs are, and you can avoid those by just checking the webpage. So the third thing we check is, of course, the white paper. Now, this one is crucial, so we decided to dedicate the next video to scrutinize the white paper in detail. But for now, we'll just check some of the key points. So the first point is it needs to be understandable. Of course, it needs to be readable and transparent. So let's see an example of this. So here we have a really bad white paper, mainly because it has a lot of functions. It's really complicated. And there can be 2 main reasons why the team behind this project decided to write it like this. The first one being they don't actually know how to communicate with the public, with the investors. Or the second one being is they try to confuse the general investor like you and me, so the investor won't even read it and they will just skim through it quickly. Now, here is an example of a good white paper, mainly because we can see all the dates, we can see all the numbers pretty quickly. Now, if we continue on, what we can also check on the web page is the idea and who's actually behind it. So about the idea, what we need to understand is the point. Please don't make this mistake and just invest in something that you don't even know what they are trying to solve. And here's the second point. Is there actually something that they are trying to solve? Meaning there needs to be a problem, and if there is a problem, are they the ones who can solve it? You need to know how big the market is for this particular idea, because if there are a lot of projects, let's say for cloud computing right now, then the project has a lot of barriers to entry this market. So there needs to be a clear advantage and a good business model, of course, so they have the best chances of success. And the next one is the prototype. Now, they might have it, they might not. Also, you can check in which development phase it is. Is it in beta, alpha, and so on. Then we check the team. Now, I like to view this as if I'm hiring somebody to work for me. Essentially, you are, because you're giving them your own money. So what you check is, of course, the education and the experience. The second one is the track record. So here you can check what are their past experiences and if it's in this line of business. I usually like to check this on LinkedIn. And lastly, you need to check, is this a hobby for them or is it a job? Now, here you can find really a giant red flag, because if there is a CEO out there of an ICO that you're interested in, you need to check if they have a steady job elsewhere or are they fully committed to this ICO, because if the CEO is not fully committed, then the ICO will most likely fail. And another crucial point that you need to check is the competition. Now, there are a lot of different sites which provide or even market their own ICOs, and we will share some of them with you in the description down below. Here I like to check the current and even the potential ICOs because you need to know how big the market is. Finally, what I like to check are the partners and advertisers. Now here you can really search for a giant red flag because the reality check is that they also get paid. So what I do is go on their Telegram channel so I can communicate with the CEO or a team member directly and ask them, hey, what is your actual partnership with this person, or how is that advertiser helping you contribute to the project? That's it for today. Keep watching this ICO video series if you would like to learn more on this topic. And guys, if you have any questions, do ask them down in the comments below. Cheers, guys.